Hello, welcome to Miniaturewargaming. My name is Stuart. I'm here today to do a quick review of some terrain I've been sent from Warpaint Figures. So Stuart at Warpaint Figures is an awesome guy, not least because he's called Stuart, because I've been dealing with him for a little while. I've been ordering my 2mm tufts. Most of the 2mm tufts I have used on my painting tutorials and things and videos I get from him. I just really like the range he has. They're very good quality. They self-adhere, so I don't often need to put separate glue on them. They're really consistent. I'm just a big fan of what I get in terms of a product, so I've been using them pretty much exclusively on most of the painting tutorials you've seen on this channel, if I'm honest with you. All of the epic American Civil War, Napoleonic. I've used some on the 10mm Wars of the Roses and on the 10mm Battle of 5 Armies stuff as well. So you may well, if you've watched any of those tutorials or follow the channel for a while, you may have heard me mention Warpaint Figures before. But anyway, so Stuart had watched one of my recent videos on Black Seas, and he'd obviously been working in the background on some terrain for naval warfare in the same scale. I think he's playing a Marder rather than the Black Seas itself, but he sent me an email and said, look, I'm just about to release this naval terrain. Would you be interested in reviewing some for me? I was like, absolutely, of course I would. And this is what we have here. This is what he sent. So I was going to do a quick sort of run through now what they look like out of the box and talk to you a little bit about the pricing and the release and things like that. And then we will come back and I'll try and get something painted from it just to give you an idea of what they look like when they're painted up. So let's start with this box here. So this is a custom-made wargaming terrain from Warpaint Figures, and we have Naval Rocks Scatter Set 1. Now this is all obviously pre-release, but that gives you the idea of what you get in the box. I don't know whether they normally be packaged like this. I imagine it will be. It's a small company. I can imagine he does most of his things in-house, and you have a well-packaged, and all the stuff I get from him is a little baggie with 5 crafted scatter rocks. So I've recently been making terrain for Black Seas, but I was in the market, funnily enough, for something like this. I was either going to build it myself or purchase it, well, these came at the right time. So what you've got there are these 5 sort of small bases, and they are some sea area, and some rocks in the middle. It's very simple design. It's obviously something you could knock up yourself, but if, like me, you have many projects on the go and paying for something for a little bit of ease, save a lot of time in terms of the preparation and things, then that may well be what you're after as well. And I probably would have purchased something like this at the moment with all the things I've got going on. Quite often it's just down to whether I've got bits of MDF cut or not, and if I have to order them separately, and then you get some stone and rock and things, and then sculpting all the water as well. That takes a while to dry if I was going to do it myself. So to buy something pre-made like this is pretty good. Now, I don't have any fully fixed prices as it goes. I know he's working towards some prices for these. I think these are going to be provisional price at the moment is $19.99 for the set of 4, and for Resin terrain that seems to be pretty much the rate at the moment. And would I be happy to pay £20 for these? I think so, yes. I think I would. Definitely in terms of saving times, which is a big problem for me at the moment. And I like something I can just get out and paint up. Now these are very well finished off actually. There's not really any cleanup that's needed. So you really could prime. There's no release agent on them. They're bone dry. I've cast with this kind of resin myself many years ago, and it does come out fairly clean, to be honest with you. You could go away, spray these with a rattle can, and away you go. And that's what I'll do. I'll prime them black with a rattle can, and then get to work with the airbrush, and then finish off with some glazes and things. And I imagine they'll look great. But all in all, nice simple set. There's not much on the market at the moment, if you're honest with you. I checked on eBay. No one's doing a lot of stuff like this, so hopefully the market's good for him, but I definitely like them. I think they're pretty good. So next up we have a set of 4 crafted resin islands. These are unpainted. Now I believe for both sets there's a chance that he will sell painted versions as well. He does sell painted ready-made terrain, and I'll talk about that a little bit more at the end of the video. But as always with these things, as I say, they're very well packaged, and these are pretty chunky resin kits anyway, so they'll have to be pretty well bashed in order to not survive postage. But there are 4 different islands, all with an area of sea around them, but we'll open them up. And again, pricing wise on these, I think you're looking between £6 and £10 on their own for each. I think this one's £5.99, and then islands 2 to 4 we're looking at maybe £9.99 each. And I believe he's going to sell them as 2 and 3 sets as well. I think if you have one of them with a smaller one, it may be £12.99 for a set of 2 and £17.99 for a set of 2 for the largest, and maybe around £30 for a set of 4. As I say, they're all fairly provisional prices at the moment, but we will see when they go fully live. Again, I'll talk to you about the dates when they're ready at the end, based on the information he sent me. But let's get them out of the bag and have a quick look at them. So 4 slightly different sizes. The heights are slightly different as well. You might be able to tell from that angle. So this is the smallest and shallowest, and this one's much chunkier. And again, you've got an island of land, obviously, with cliff faces, and these are all hand carved by the looks of things, and an area of sea, just like with the rocks, around the edge. And they'll absolutely do the job for you, depending on what you need. For any naval game really, just a few bits of land to break it up is all you need in most instances. If you have seen my sort of first vlog on the series to do with Black Seas, you'll see that I've made some islands and some half islands that go onto the edge of the table out of blue foam, and some people will absolutely choose to do that, but this is again down to that kind of convenience thing. Not everyone has the time, the capacity to make terrain, or even enjoys doing it. There's a lot of gamers out there just like to get things out of a bag and go, or a box and go, and these will be perfect for that. And again, they prime up really nicely in black. You can paint some grey around the edge for your rocks, dry brush it, flop the top, paint the sea blue, and then away you go. You can spend a little bit more time painting them using the airbrush and things, and they're pretty cool. They're fairly similar sized. I think I prefer the rocks in terms of the aesthetics slightly, but these are a very good and usable set, and a pretty good all-round solution to your gaming tables. And then just to aid with scale a little bit, I've popped a couple of ships on there. So we've got the smallest from Black Seas, the brig size, and you've got a third rate there, just to give you a little bit of an idea of scale. But they are scaled correctly, I suppose, for exactly what you need them to be, which is small kind of outcrops of rock, just something you want to keep your boats away from, and small, the kind of uninhabited style islands, which don't dominate your tabletop, but they do just give you a little bit of extra something rather than just a plain blue mat. Which is exactly what you want in most cases with naval terrain, because it's obviously all about being at sea. So at the time of recording this, all the information I've given you is correct. So the prices are, I think, what I've discussed. They may change by the time you get to the website. Who knows? Now the official launch date, as it stands, is the 9th of July, and there is a pre-sign up page on the website at the moment, so you can pre-order them or sign up and register your interest if you are interested. I'm recording this part of the video a week ahead. I'm going to try and get this video out as quick as possible, so you may well see this video before they're launched. If you're not watching this till after they've launched, obviously go and head over to their website anyway. All the links will be in the show description, so the regular website, the pre-sign up link, and you'll be able to confirm the pricing and things like that, as I've said. Hopefully at that stage we'll know a little bit more about whether he's going to do pre-painted versions, and I said I'd mention that, and I've just ordered some jungle terrain from him for another project. I think some of that terrain was recently reviewed in Wargames and Strategy magazine, and they definitely gave a thumbs up for it, and looking at the pictures it looks actually fantastic and a nice time saver if you're someone like me who's increasingly adding projects all the time and don't have time to go and do your own thing. So if he gets round to adding and offering pre-painted versions of these, I imagine some people will be interested in that as well. So even easier and quicker way. And and that's the most important thing, really. It must be my overall point of this review is these are really nice. They're really good time saves. There will always be, and there may well be in the comments, but there'll always be people that say, well, I can make this out of. That's great, make it. But for those people who want that kind of out of the box experience just to paint something, these are very, very good. And there's not a lot of people out there making this kind of stuff. But anyway, hopefully you're interested in this terrain. And if you are, go and check him out. And even if you're not, go and check out the other stuff he does. Definitely recommend his tufts. Hopefully you're seeing some pictures on the screen now of some nicely painted terrain, or at least one or two bits there, just to give you a bit of an example of what they look like painted up. But thank you, Stuart, for sending them over to me. They are fantastic. I definitely recommend them to other people. And like I said, if you go and check his website out, he's a really good guy running a nice small business. Go and support someone else in the hobby if you're looking for some terrain. It's always nice to support the smaller companies. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you soon.